All right, guys. Hey, this video is going to cover kind of all of the movements that we're going to be doing that require kind of some standardization and just kind of what we're looking for in terms of good reps and no reps and stuff like that. So, event one, really the only thing that we will have in event one that needs to be standardized is going to be your lunge. And see, when I say standardized, I just mean obviously like the completion of the rep. So I'm gonna have Cassidy demonstrate this walking lunge here. If you will, Cass, just do a walking lunge across the floor from where you are to in front. And I'm just gonna talk about it. So go ahead whenever you're ready. So a walking lunge, we are looking for the back knee to touch the floor. We're looking for full extension at the top. Right now, look, we know you're gonna be going fast. So go this way if you don't mind. When you're going quick, we just gotta brush the floor, or at least make it seem like you've touched the ground with both feet as you're standing. You can skip across, you can drag your heel across, you can touch and stop. But we just need to make sure that you've touched with both feet. That's gonna tell us that you have attempted to stand up all the way, and obviously the hip standing all the way up here would be a good rep as well. Couple things, right? Obviously the one thing that probably would happen if you were getting no rep would be after I stood up for my lunge, I'm going straight into my next rep without standing up with my hips. We will say, hey, stand up all the way, hips extended. We'll let you know if you don't fix that problem and you are not making it obvious that you have stood up all the way, then we're sending you back. You gotta restart your lunge. So don't get no rep there. We will give you a clear-cut answer as to why it's happening. We won't just say, hey, you have to go back, you're not doing this right. We'll make it obvious. We'll ask you to make it obvious. It's pretty easy. We know you guys coming to this comp are able to do walking lunges and do them effectively and hit the standard. So do that for us and yourself, please. The sandbag, can you grab the green ball? The sandbag or med ball, depending on if you're in RX or scaled, when you're running with it, you can carry it however you like. So shoulder rack is fine. Front rack, which is a terrible idea. Bear hug, you can do whatever you want there. It just has to be off of the ground when you move with it. Okay, now, when you're doing that, you're gonna pick it up behind the line, and when you're done with it, you're gonna dump it off behind the line. We covered that in the video the other day. We're gonna send a picture of what those lanes look like in just a moment. Okay. That's for event one. Event two, your standards here, I'm gonna back this up, Cass, start behind the gold line on a lane 4 and show us what it looks like to do a handstand walk. So RX, your handstand walking, you have to start behind the line with your hands. You will walk on your hands, you will pass the line, that's good right there. You will pass the line before you come down. When you bear crawl, it's gonna be the same thing as for scaled. Start behind this gold line right here, please. You will start behind the line, your hands will cross beyond the line, then you can stand up or turn around. That would be considered a no rep. I will show you how that looks when you do it. So, coming across this line here, okay, I have to have both hands crossed before I can initiate this turnaround. Right? I cannot do this here. Cross the line, then I can stand up. Just your hands have to cross, not your feet. I can stand up and I can turn around and go again, and my partner can work. Okay? When we do the bear crawl for scaled, you have to stay square to the line in front of you. What that means is my hips are trailing my shoulders. Look, you're gonna be so tired, you're not gonna be cheating this anyways, but if you were to, it would kind of look like this if you were cheating the movement. We're gonna stay square, bear crawl, cross the line, and stand. You can't leapfrog it, you can't propel yourself like a cheetah. You've got to crawl. Like the CrossFit Games, open standard would be if they had a bear crawl or any other competition would have. And we'll send out a picture description of that as well. So that's gonna cover event one for both RX and scaled. We're gonna go to event 3. We're gonna start with the lift. So you've got 5 minutes with you and your partner, okay? You guys are gonna load the bar however you would like, okay? I can do mine, you can do yours. If I miss, I can stop and you can keep going. We can go up, we can go down. All we need you to do is when you have a weight that you're about to lift, you're gonna tell the judge what that weight is. They will make sure that it's accurate. So Cassidy here has how many pounds?
55.
55 pounds. I am her judge. She is going to do it clean to the shoulders. She cannot perform the lift until I give her the indicator. I will say lift. She will complete her lift. I will say good, then she can drop the bar. I'll cover the standards in just a moment. Go ahead and do whatever you need to do to get to your shoulders. Lift. Good. And then you can drop. That will be what every judge says to every single one of their athletes. When you get that good, you can drop it and you can move on with increasing in weight. A couple pieces of the standards here. Obviously, this is a tough movement to maybe non-subjectively judge. So we've got some ways to accomplish that here. Okay, just go ahead and go overhead and just stay there. Finished product, we're gonna start with this. We're looking for everything extended from the ankles all the way to the hands in one straight line, barbell top of the back of the head here. And like I said, the knees, the ankles, the hips, everything's extended. Go ahead and sit it down on the floor. Cool. Some things that we're gonna be looking at that will consider this a no rep. When I start my lift, after you've been given the indicator to lift, if your heels leave the ground when you press, no rep. Right? If your knees bend as you press, whether it's a dip to go up or as I'm pressing, I bend a little bit to go down, no rep. If I gain any upward momentum with my torso or my hips or any movement whatsoever that allows me to propel this bar overhead, no rep. It has to be strict. We're gonna hold you accountable on strict. Just do us a favor and make it strict so that way we don't have to no rep you on your lifts, okay? Obviously, there's gonna be some fight here when we do this rep. So long as your hips, your knees and your legs are extended, if you have a little arch in your back as you're pressing and you finish the lift in the final position, you're good to go. If you walk out your feet, it's a no rep as well. You have to hold yourself accountable. We start in the front rack, feet on the floor. We finish in this position here with our feet on the floor. We have not walked anywhere and we have not bent our hips or our legs or gained any upward momentum. Okay, Cass, let's do this one more time. Make it good. Whenever you're ready, clean. Lift. Good. That will be your indicator there. Hold yourself accountable on those reps there, and like I said, you will get accredited for your work. Yeah, you can't finish out in front of you. It's got to be fully locked out over the top of the back of the head, okay? Just like so. All right. After that, our workout calls for biking, box step overs, dumbbell shoulder to overhead, okay? The dumbbells are probably going to be light for you guys, so we've got to focus on extending at the top and not lowering the dumbbell down before we have met that standard, okay? So just work through some shoulder to overhead, do some push presses, push jerks, switch arms, just do like maybe 10 total reps. All right, so when we're doing this here, we're going from shoulder to overhead, okay? Our finished product looks the same as the barbell, except we've got the dumbbell in our hand. You can push press, you can push jerk, so long as the dumbbell does not come down before you have stood up all the way. Turn to the side. Finished product looks like this. Couple of rounds. The numbers are prescribed, so it's 12 on each arm. You have to do 12 on one side before you switch, but on the round that is max reps, you can do it however you want. You can do 12 on each side. You can break it up as frequent as you want. You can do no breaks at all, but on the 2 rounds that it is prescribed at 12 and 12, you have to do your 12 on one arm before you switch to the other. It does not matter which one you start on. Okay? When you are doing your dumbbell work, when you pick it up and you are done with it, you need to rest it down on the floor next to your box. This is very important. There's going to be a 50-pound dumbbell in each lane. There's going to be a 35-pound dumbbell in each lane, and there's going to be a 25-pound dumbbell in each lane. It's very important that you make sure you do this. We'll help you as judges. I'll kind of reiterate that as the day goes on. When you are done, finish your rep and put it next to your box so that way you're not tripping on any dumbbells. And also, as we transition, everyone has equal opportunity to go get their dumbbell and continue on the workout here. Especially for you co-ed teams, you guys are going to want to do that so that way, you're not having to have a bunch of chaos going on in your lane. Your box step overs here. You're going to have. Sure. We'll do some no reps on the dumbbell. Just bring it down here. So, a couple things we've seen as we're going fast and we've been testing this here is it's at my shoulder. A no rep would look like this. As I do a push jerk, I bring it down as I stand. No rep, okay? Obviously, These are no reps. Pushing it off and away, like this, is a no rep. Straight over top of the head, from shoulder to overhead, and return. Again, no rep. No rep because I've got some bend in my arm. It's gotta be fully locked out. And then you can't push it away from full extension at the top. For the step ups. For RX, the first 2 rounds are going to, pretty much for everybody except for the scaled women, the first 2 rounds are step overs. Sorry, I just got a text. Hold on one second. When you get a chance to take your phone, just got a text. For the step overs here, okay? You're gonna have 2 mats conjoined together underneath your box for you to do step overs on. And you can hold this however you'd like. We're just gonna get both feet on top of the box at the same time. Step over to the other side, that's 1. You can hold it in the front rack, shoulder rack, back rack, whatever it may be. Again, when you are done with the dumbbell, you have to set it down. You cannot throw it down. We gotta obviously keep our lanes clear for the boxes and all the things that will be transitioning through here, okay? Set it down next to your box when you're done there. Now, for the RX teams and the scaled male crew, you will all be doing a heavier weight that is gonna be a sandbag after you've done those first 2 rounds, because the last round is max sandbag box step ups. You can hold that wherever you'd like. It'll just be a step heavier, but we do the same thing. We get both feet on the box and get to the other side. You don't have to stand up all the way on top of the box. You just gotta get from one side to the other, and both feet clearly have to be on. You cannot do a skip step. I can't get here, hop this one as this one's leaving. I've gotta go on, off, off, on, off. That's gonna be the standard there, okay? When you're done with that stuff, again, just set everything to the side of your box. It's gonna be the safest way to approach this, okay? And then obviously the bike there, when we do the bike, I'm gonna go over and kind of like send out indicators as to what you're gonna do with your bike, but hey, you guys are in charge of your bike calories, okay? When partner finishes bike calories, and there's one part of the workout where we transition, I'm doing my bike and then you get on the bike, you are in charge of restarting your monitor, right? Red, green will do the trick. A few times of red will do the trick, just red, green, then you'll be ready to go. For example, if I'm riding my bike on my max calorie round in the second round, and then my partner 1 is coming to get onto the bike for their buy-in that starts with a bike, you have to reset it as the person getting on. Red, green, okay? We will have enough time to look at their calorie count, okay? See what they're at the 2 minutes, not rollover. And then we will have you come on to your bike as that round finishes up. So that's event 3. Event 4 here, kind of a little bit of setup already done for us here. So I'm just gonna kind of show you lane 1. Lane 1 looks like this here. All of the lanes are getting worked through and getting taped up here today. Look, these gold lines are gonna have some value behind them, so just keep an eye on those as we work through this here. But barbells are going to be staggered across the floor as well as the jump ropes, okay? The movement standards for this, I won't even cover kind of the flow because I already did that. But you can just go to the jump rope. For RX, you're doing 75 forward, 75 reverse. With your jump rope, just do both of those if you don't mind. Obviously, the rope passes through one time for it to be counted as a rep. Do some reverse. And then obviously scale, you're just gonna do 150 straight forward. Not straight, but just doing 150 going forward. The next kind of bit of this we'll cover is gonna be your gymnastics work. So I'm just gonna start off with scaled since it's just, pretty much one movement. But it's gonna be knee raises, okay? You got 50 for the fellas, 60 for the ladies. Sorry, I said that wrong, huh? It's gonna be 60 for the fellas, 50 for the ladies, okay? You need to make it obvious for us when you're doing knee raises. You gotta get your feet behind the blue post at the bottom when you're doing your tip. And then when you get your knees up, your knees need to be obviously above your hip crease. Looks like this. You don't have to touch the chest, but look, just make it obvious. You can clearly see there's a downward slope from her knee to her hip here, and that's gonna be awesome for us judges to be able to just kind of put us at ease and not have to think or guess if you're doing them properly. So that's for your scaled. Now look, you have the alternative in the scaled division to do the 3-2-1 complex. We brought it back. It's gonna be 3 knee raises, 2 toes to bar, and 1 pull-up. The knee raise doesn't have to be done unbroken, and the complex doesn't have to be done unbroken. But it's gonna look like this here if you decide you wanna do the complex. 3 knee raise, 1, 2, 3, 2 toes to bar, 1, 2, and a pull-up. The knee raise standard we went over, the toe to bar, both feet have to touch the bar at the same time, and then on the pull-up, your chin gets above the bar. Scaled, if you indicate you're going for the knee raises, you have to do knee raises the entire time. Okay? If you indicate you're doing the gymnastics complex, you have to do the complex the entire time. You can't switch between the two. It's going to allow for integrity across the judging and allow the flow of the competition and the event to go swiftly. Okay? That being said, you don't have to break. So for example, if you do that complex there, it's 5 fellas, 4 ladies. Go ahead and do a complex, but break wherever you want and keep going. So you could do your 3 knee raises and break, and then your 2 toes to bar and break. As long as you do the order of 3, 2, 1, that is going to be how this will work here. Just remember the standards. Knees above the hip, toes to bar, and then chin above bar. Going for the RX, you absolutely have to do the complex unbroken. 5 fellas, 4 ladies, 3 toes to bar, 3 pull-ups, 3 chest to bar. Go through an unbroken complex for us real quick. Toes touch at the top. On the toes to bar. Chin goes above the bar. And then for the chest to bar, chest touches. That is your unbroken complex. Make it obvious that your toes touch. Make it obvious that your chin goes above the bar, maybe slightly higher than Cassidy's did. And then make sure your chest touches just like she did there. Unbroken on the 9 reps before you can come down, or the set does not count. Good? Good? We have barbell power cleans, okay? You do have to do these power cleans without stopping for everybody, okay? I'm gonna have Cassidy show us what a power clean looks like. Just do 5 touch and go power cleans. So, a couple things. Touch and go means literally you touch the ground and you go. There is absolutely no hesitation. Touch, clink, we're ready to go. On the standard, if you will, just lock out a rep. On the standard here at the top, you must stand up all the way before the bar is lowered, okay? Knees, ankles, hips, everything is upright here. The elbows must finish in front of the barbell. They don't have to be all the way up like you're about to do a front squat, but they do need to be in front of the plane of the bar. Okay, go for 5 reps if you don't mind. Touch and go. You can pause at the top, however long you want. Pause here. You can pause and hold here in between your reps. You can pause in the hang and hold in the hang as long as you need to. But when you get on the ground, we touch and we go. No pausing. Okay? No hitching, no pausing at the bottom. Cool? Yep. Awesome. So that's event 1, 2, 3A, 3B, and 4. The floater workout for your wall ball shots. I'm going to send an individual video on the floater workout and kind of how it's going to go in terms of the flow of it. But your wall ball shot, okay? You are going to make sure that you squat below parallel, obviously below parallel, and you're going to make sure that you make contact with the target. Now the targets are going to be a little different than the stickers in here, and you'll see a visual here in a little bit. But we squat, we stand, we hit the target in any capacity. It can be ball makes contact with the bottom half, the top half, the left or the right, because the bottom of that target that you're going to be hitting is marked at 9 and 10 feet, ladies and fellas. Okay, go ahead, just do a set of 10 wall ball shots. We'll be able to easily tell if you hit your target because it's not going to be on a wall, it's not going to be a small sticker. It'll be pretty clear and obvious. Cool. And like I said, she's squatting below parallel, making it obvious for us to tell. Cool. Awesome. Fantastic. That's it? Cool. Awesome. So that's all of the movements that you're going to be completing across the week or the weekend on Saturday. Like I said, we're going to be sending out some videos as well, kind of going over some lines and some floor kind of differences that we've implemented over the last few days to make the flow of the events work out a whole lot better.